as soon as funds are...
The Deputy Director, Accounts, Pension Transitional Arrangement Directorate, Mr. Williams Dogo, explains further what has been put in place to ensure all pensioners get their entitlements after retirement.
Pt.3, as it came on board in 2013, is working tirelessly to ensure that pensioners get their entitlement, rightful entitlement on time. Right now, we inherited over 230,000 pensioners on their payroll, and their monthly pension has been regular and is on time when funds are released. The ongoing verification, which started in 2014, has been enabled Pt.3 to reinstate those who were justly dropped from the payroll. We have reinstated over 18,000 of the pensioners so far. And that also amount to about 6.6 billion that we have spent on payment of the arrears. We have paid those who we have verified, and we have computed the entitlements, and we have paid them 6.6 billion. We are ongoing, the ongoing exercise and the computation is ongoing. As soon as funds are released, pensioners who were not on the payroll will be brought into the payroll. And as I can say, that we have spent on a monthly basis, those we have brought in, about 134 million that we have brought in. So in computing all their entitlement, I'm assuring them that all the entitlements will be paid. And as we commence also about the 33%, which has been the agitation for a while, when Pt.3 came on board in 2013, this 33% were approved in 2010, but it was not paid. When Pt.3 came, Pt.3 started paying as funds were available. Right now, we have the paramilitary department has all paid all the 33%. The civil service department were left with 12 months pension arrears. That of police pension, 18 months, and that of parastatal department is 36 months. So I'm assuring the pensioners that as soon as money is available, all the entitlements will be paid, especially the 33%, which has been to genuine pensioners will pay.
The Deputy Director, the PTAD, gives solutions to some of the challenges in the Pension Reform Act.
The major challenges, not in the Act, I can say in Pt.3 generally, is we talk about the funding issue. The funding issue is the key challenges we face. Because right now, as these pensioners are being verified, and those who have not enjoyed any pension will need to be paid their entitlement. That is their pension arrears. And when funds are available, we can pay them. So that is one of the challenges we may face. I want to add that this administration is an administration that has a listening ear, and it has been doing all its effort to see that the unfunded liabilities will be addressed. And we hope in the near, long distance
Mr. Dogo reveals how the agency is fighting against corruption.
Transparency is a key word, which is ensuring that there's a corruption-free in the agency. We have some processes and the procedures that Pt.3 has put in place that the payments are being automated. They are automated. They are not manual. So, and payment is right from CBN, that is Central Bank of Nigeria. We made our payments directly through the bank. We know the issue of the TSA, the Treasury Single Account, which is in CBN. So no money in the commercial banks. Also, Pt.3 has instituted the pension policy for its operations and also the standard operating procedure to cater for the processes. Also, we work in collaboration with the ICPC, the EFCC, during the verification exercise, that those who those who come, not genuine pensioners, are being handed over to these agencies to prosecute. Also, we have complaint management processes, which is ongoing. As as pensioners send in their complaints, they are easily attended on time, and complaints are being resolved. Also, another issue is on the radio, on the television, and also on the social media. All these activities of the fraudsters, we educate pensioners not to give money to these fraudsters, and we enlighten the pensioners that Pt.3 will never ask them of anything, any kobo to process their entitlement. So we are ensuring all pensioners that across the nation that Pt.3 is working tirelessly to ensure that all their due pension is paid as they are being verified.
Also joining us in the studio to discuss more on this issue is the President, Pension Operators of Nigeria, who explains more on investing in different pension funds administrations.
There are specific asset classes that you can invest in, and there are limits so that it has inbuilt risk management systems such that you won't lose all your money if there is a challenge in certain areas. In the 2007 year, when there was a financial crisis, the pension fund administrators were invested in equities, but because there was a limit to what they could invest, they were able to recover even if they made losses on the equities that they invested. So it just shows you that a lot of thought has gone into this system, and it is working perfectly. We need to give it time. For people who are joining the workforce, and perhaps people who have more than 15 years to go, you'll find out that the accumulation you will get in your retirement savings account will be enough to be able to give you a very, very comfortable life post-retirement.
He further speaks of the challenges in pension funds administration in Nigeria.
I mean, I need to explain what happens with public servants' pension, which is also a legacy of the old scheme. Now, for people who were in the old, who cut over from the old pension scheme to the new pension scheme, as of 2004, if you had 3 years to retire, you wouldn't be in the new pension scheme. But if you had more than 3 years, you would have to cut over to the new pension scheme. So at that time, they now joined the contributory pension scheme, but then they had what you may call accrued rights from the old pension scheme. Now, when these people retire in the new pension scheme, the government has to pay them what they earned or what they own in the old pension scheme, the accrued rights. That has experienced delays because of budgetary constraints of government. That's what usually causes a delay in public servants accessing their pension. But the government is doing everything possible within the financial constraints to come up to date with paying these public servants their pension. But for the private sector, there are no significant delays.
The President's Pension Operators of Nigeria gives solutions to the problems of waiting for forever before retirees can access their benefits.
Pt.3 is doing a fantastic job now. They're streamlining and getting data and putting proper records to the people who are entitled to pension. And I believe that as these records become more fine-tuned, it will become easier for people in the old pension scheme to get their pension. But primarily, the real challenge is funding.
Payment of pensions, arrears and benefits has been a big challenge in the country. For these reasons, experts believe there's a need for PENCOM to be strengthened as an institution to enable it carry out its operations more effectively. Also, investment institutions need to be expanded so as to improve the opportunities for investors and also be more transparent to allow pensioners across the country benefits after contributing towards their retirement.